Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of this FPL podcast that we have been doing. I know we have missed out a lot of time for now, at least like what, Ellen, have been
A month.
3 game weeks, 4
Last
weeks?
3 to 4 game weeks, like nearly a month.
Yeah. So life got in our way. We've got other things to do and we were not able to. It's not a reason to give, but that is what happened. So I guess this is something that we would resume and we would try to keep as frequent as possible, right, Ellen? So welcoming back Ellen in the first place. I forgot that because we've been having the conversation before this recording. So I think we just continued that conversation right off over here. Welcome back, Ellen. Ellen, for the FPL resident expert that we have. So welcome back, Ellen.
It's good to be back, Picasso. And thanks, for my mistake. I was supposed to do a wildcard episode in the last international break, and due to some personal reasons, I couldn't proceed for the entire month. And in this international break, I think I have done that.
Yeah, that's a good thing, right? We are doing it at the international break. It is one international break away, but still we are doing the same thing. So yeah. We still have some credibility with our listeners, I guess. So anyways, without waiting, let's start with the whole episode because, it's been quite some time and us chit-chatting is not going to make it a very good point of it. So in today's episode, we are not going to share about the leaderboards because we do have time to consolidate things, to come up with who are the winners, who are leading and all those things. So that would be done in the next episode where, the next game week episode. So this is an international break episode. So we would be doing something entirely different. Right, Ellen?
Yes, because just to add one more thing, it won't be the leaderboard alone. During this 3-4 game weeks, right, there were some metrics where we had teams who had those players, so they are actually winners, midweek winners. Yeah, a middle game winners. So those winners lists also I'll be sharing it in the coming FPL podcast.
Okay, that's
so
good.
Congratulations to the winners. The details will be shared in the next podcast.
Yeah, and
not
and
only
also,
Salah, that was a good game week, Salah, and then you had 2 more players who had their hat tricks too. There were 3 hat tricks altogether that game week. So
the time that we announced that hat tricks would be rewarded, there are so many hat tricks in the Premier League. That too by the famous players. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Gives a lot of points. Gives a lot of competition within the group that we have been having. Anyways, let's start with the presentation. I am trying to present this. Right. So, oops. Did I?
Yeah, it is coming. It is coming.
Yeah. So this is what we are going to discuss today. I think the free hit team that you were mentioning that for the international game week. So
no, it's not for the international game week. Free hit team, we are sharing it in the last few podcasts. So this would be say if somebody wants to use the free hit chip, right? We'll select the 11 whom we think can get the maximum points, and then the 4 players who will be in the bench, right? Normally, I'm not going to select that because it is going to be just 4, 4, and 4.5 and 4.5. So the minimum player, even if they doesn't play, people will not worry and they will be taking that players. So free hit will have only the 11, and then I have gone for a wildcard team where I'm going to based on pictures as well as on form. I have taken a wildcard team. What I have also done is I've done few changes to that wildcard, and I have 2 more versions of the same team with different players. And then finally, I'm going to give the captaincy choice for this week, along with few differentials, because some people, right, might not want to go with the usual player. So I've got some differentials also for captaincy. So that's the overall agenda.
Yeah, that's good. Actually, I wasn't sure of the wildcard team options initially, but then you are giving a couple of other options, so that's good. Because I don't want to go into the same mold as everyone else, right? So it would be good if I could get some more ideas. So let's get this started. Let's start with the free hit team, I guess, right? So with the free hit team, come on, go ahead and explain what is your thought process behind it.
See, this game week, right, is little bit tricky because all the usual big players, right, they all have tough fixtures. Say, for example, Chelsea, if you take, right, they play against Leicester. normally you take a Chelsea defender or even a double up and like you get maximum points because Chelsea are good at defense. But this game week you have some tough fixtures like that. So I've gone with a set of players who have relatively easy fixtures and who can be like confident of getting points. I've gone for Crystal Palace goalie. Like under Vieira, they are keeping clean sheets like anything. Like even against Man City, they kept a clean sheet. So I'm trusting Vincent Gaeta to keep a clean sheet because they also have the easy game against Burnley, relatively an easier game against Burnley. And Gaeta also has like a lot of saves. So I expect him to get more save points also. So that's with the goalkeeper thing. With respect to defenders, right? Like I've not gone for Chelsea. The reason being they're playing against Leicester. I've gone for Alexander-Arnold because of his form in the international game week, as well as against Arsenal in Anfield. Like Liverpool generally scores more goals. So even though it's a risky thing because Arsenal recently, right? I have done a real good job defensively under Arteta, as well as with people like Ramsdale and others, right? He'll also be high on confidence after their debut for England. But still, I've gone for TAA because TAA, Salah kind of players, you always have to take taking the risk. And then I've gone for Cancelo, because again, against an Everton team, right? Without DCL and no creative midfielders, they are struggling in a attacking way. So I expect Cancelo to keep a clean sheet, and Cancelo also helps in attacking returns. Last time he got assists as well as bonus points, so that's the reason for picking Cancelo. And then Cresswell, right? As an easier fixture, and so I've gone for West Ham. It's Cresswell, but I was thinking of Regulian too, but I didn't want to take risk in with Conte being just relatively new for Spurs because they play against Leeds. Leeds without Bamford, right? I expect them not to score more, even though Rafinha is still there. Livermento, again, based on the price, as well as Southampton plays against Norwich. Norwich, just had their coach change and everything. So, I've gone for Livermento there. And then,
that was the surprise pick for me for Livermento because Norwich, especially with the coach change, would come in with at least the new coach would come in with the idea that okay, I shouldn't concede or I shouldn't I shouldn't lose. So they would be going for the draw.
Yeah, but the catch here is the new coach, right, was an Aston Villa coach, and these guys played well against that coach in the last game week. They played Aston Villa in the last game week.
Yeah.
So again, and also the other reason is you might have to take one or two guys with less money. And Livermento is a less money defender because even Duffy and White, they are all 4.4. So less money defender who will start definitely and who has more chance of a clean sheet. But again, see, some one or two picks will always be like that. So that's the thing. And Salah, it's known. He's in real good form, just being player of the month award and everything. So Salah is a thing. I've gone for Foden because he's playing a false nine. And he plays against an Everton team which have Holgate also suspended. So I expect them to concede against City. So I've gone with Foden. Gallagher again, same. Crystal Palace has an easier fixture and under Vieira, they are playing relatively or you can say really good. And Gallagher is the main point of all their attacks and everything. So I've gone with him. And Rafinha in Bamford option against Leeds, for Leeds, he's the main player now. And he has also scored regularly. But he's playing against Spurs. So if people want to replace Rafinha with somebody else, I'm okay with that. But I have taken with Rafinha because I know Spurs, I want Spurs to concede. So
of course you do.
That is why I've taken Rafinha. But again, just on that one position is where I'm not 100% confident. So you can replace with any other player whom you think. Yeah, yes, sir. Against Liverpool is also tough. See, we are Arsenal fans, but we should not give false input to the people who are playing free hit, right?
No, I get it. I'm just saying from an Arsenal fan perspective, I wish it was CSR, but Rafinha makes sense.
And again, Kane, for the same reason, under Conte, they are playing their first home game, so I expect Tottenham Hotspur to play well. And Kane is relatively coming in a good form. He scored 7 goals in this international break. See, weak team or strong team, that's a different thing. To score 7 goals in 2 games is will give you a lot of confidence. So, and Leeds are always attacking, so they will definitely concede. So that's the reason for picking Kane. And Antonio is again having a easier fixture. But again, even though I've said Kane, we can also say Ronaldo. Ronaldo is playing against Watford, who are also like regularly like conceding more goals in each game. So Ronaldo is also a good alternate option if people doesn't want Kane. So this is like the 11 players who I picked for free hit. I have not picked the bench as I usually do it for the free hit, because that will be like the minimum 4.5 and 4.5 players who will not be playing any or who will not be starting, because in a free hit, like you don't want your bench players at all, because after this game week, right, none of these players will be in your team unless they were like present initially.
Yeah.
So that's with respect to this free hit.
That's good. That's actually good, because it kind
and
of
wildcard we can go into deep discussion for each player, because there like we'll have to see few more game weeks also. There like I've given options also, like you can see that in that time. But free hit is mainly for this game week.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to move to wildcard as soon as possible, because we would get more time to spend there. So let's start with this wildcard team that you have shared.
Yeah. Okay. What I will do is like I will explain for each player. Like there are subsequent slides where I've given that in words also for people who wants to see later also. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Again, the reason for taking Guaita is exactly the same reason. Under Vieira, like Crystal Palace is really doing defensively good. And Guaita in the next 7 game weeks also has like I think one tough game. The remaining 6 are relatively easy. So fixtures wise also it is really good. The player whom I was like comparing with the Guaita, or like whom I was like really thinking like I can take, was like Ramsdale and McCarthy of Southampton. Like both these players, right? Like are the players like I was like thinking of, but then their fixtures are like tough compared to Guaita, so I went with Guaita. They are all in the similar price range. And then like I've taken Foster because like he's regularly starting for Watford, and like he's the only goalkeeper who's at like 4.1 or like 4 who's starting regularly. So for this price, like there was no other option, so I went with Foster. And then like defense, like I've gone with the big teams and like this thing. So Cancelo, as we have seen, like and Trent Alexander-Arnold, both are like like common picks, or you can say template picks, because they will help both defensively and offensively, and most of the teams will have them. So not much going into them. Chilwell is an interesting choice because many people at the present situation, they all want to take Reece James. But if you see, right, like Chilwell has like 3 goals already in 5 games. So he's also giving a lot of attacking results, like how Reece James gives. But Chilwell, I feel, has like more security in touchdown rotation, because I expect earlier Alonso was starting regularly, but I don't expect Alonso to start anymore. Whereas Reece, right, has like more competition for his right back or like right wing back. So that's the reason I've gone for Chilwell. But like if anybody wants to take Reece James, both are equally good. And then like I've gone for Regulian, which is like a differential pick, you can say. See, under Conte, right, I expect Spurs to be relatively strong defensively, and they also have like a good set of fixtures coming up. It's for a longer duration. They have a really good set of fixtures. So Regulian, right, like will help offensively as well as defensively. And since for all these reasons, I've gone for Regulian. But if you don't want like to take risk with Spurs, I've given other options also below, which we will see later. And Livermore, again, for that price, he will always start. And Southampton are relatively good defensively this season. So like, but again, even if he is not going to get you like regular points, like you can like start him based on the fixtures, or else you can have him in the bench. I've taken the team in such a way that you always have like good starting players. And then like other people whom I was thinking when I was trying to create this wildcard team was like I can do a Chelsea double up. Like say I can play both Reece James and Chilwell instead of say Regulian. But then like that will have the impact at the other locations, like the other parts of the team. But that is what I was thinking. And then like I was also thinking about White and Duffy for that 4.3, 4.4 range, because like earlier we used to have good players at 4. Now not anymore. Like Duffy's 4.4, Livermore is 4.3. I think he has also come to 4.4 now. White is in the same grade. And then I also thought about Cresswell and Gabriel too, because of Arsenal's this thing. And Cresswell is like one of the top defenders fantasy-wise last year as well as this year. But both West Ham and Arsenal has like tough fixtures in the next 4-5 game weeks. So that's the reason like I have avoided both the White, Gabriel as well as Cresswell. But like if people want to replace Reguilon with any of these people, they are happy to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll go into the midfielders now. In the midfielders, right? Like Salah, we know for sure like why everybody takes him. And then I'll still start with Rafinha. The other option for Rafinha will be like Jota, because like Firmino is like out for maybe a month. So Jota will regularly start. So he's like another option for you. And then like Rafinha, right? Like without Bamford, like I still feel like he will do really good. And they have like a lot of good fixtures coming after this Tottenham Hotspur game. So that's the reason I have retained Rafinha. Or else like you are free to like take Jota also if you want to do a Liverpool double up. Gallagher again, they have nice fixtures, and under Vieira, like Crystal Palace is playing really good. And like at the moment after Salah, he's the highest scoring midfielder.
Yeah.
So that's the reason like I have taken Gallagher. And then like ESR again, based on the current form, like and everything, like I expect this season to be a big season for ESR. So I'm going with him. But for him, right, like there are like a lot of replacements like whom you can take. And then MacArthur for the 4.5 price category, he's the best out of all the players. So that's why I went with them. Other players whom I was thinking was like Son, again, for the various reasons we are going to see for both Reguilon and Kane for the same reasons. Foden, as he's playing in false nine and with City, they regularly score more goals. So that's what I was thinking. West Ham midfielders like Bowen and who's the other guy? I forgot his name. Who scores regular? Benrahma. Bowen and Benrahma. Okay. Like I was thinking about them also, but then their fixtures are tough, so I didn't go with it. Bruno, because I expect some fight back from United now because of all the things that happened. Like so, I expect them to go into a run very soon where they'll be winning continuously. But then again, his price and like when that will start, we don't know. So I didn't take Bruno also. And Townsend, like with no James Rodriguez in Everton, right? Townsend is the one like is going to take a lot of set pieces and like he's the main creator for DCL and Richarlison. But once like DCL is, I think he's out for another 2 more game weeks. So once he comes back only, like he might be influential. So that's why, because for the price range of 5.6 close to ESR or Gallagher, right? I was thinking Townsend, but I didn't go with him only for the reason current Everton form is not good, as well as like they don't have the strikers to score the goals. So that's with respect to the midfielders. And then like the forward, like this is where like I've taken a thing. I went with Kane because of the fixtures. But then after the Chelsea game, right, Ronaldo also has good fixtures. So it is again like, but again, if Kane fails, right, like you can easily convert him to a Ronaldo or even a Lukaku or even a Vardy or anybody. Since like he's a premium asset, like you can easily convert him to anybody. So I've started with Kane. Maybe after 2-3 game weeks, if it doesn't go well, right, you can revert back to any of these players who are in form at that time. And then like the differential thing which I have done here is I've gone for Wilson. Not many people will take them. Wilson, I've taken, the reason is like he has like Newcastle has really good fixtures. And with the recent takeover, right, Newcastle players will be like trying to prove a point. Yeah. And then Eddie Howe's the new coach for Newcastle. And you know what Eddie Howe did to Wilson and Fraser combo in Bournemouth. They are all in Newcastle now. Yeah. So that's more like a punt. I expect Wilson to do more work for Newcastle. And he's their only good striker too. So any goals they score will be through him mostly, either an assist or goal. So that's why I'm suggesting Wilson. But then like it could be ASM also for Newcastle if you want to stick with Newcastle, or there are other options also. But I'm going by my guts. It's a punt. I'm taken. And then I've gone with Juvan, like because Raul Jimenez is not that great for Wolves this season. He's still yet to be normal after that skull injury. So he's a really good forward at that price who's going to start regularly, and Wolves' majority of the goals are going to come through him. Can you go back to that image one? Okay. Now, this is the actual team. Like, so I've told about all the things. Strikers, I haven't like thought about many people because you can easily replace one with another. Normally, what I will do here is like I will be playing like a 5-3-2 or like 4-3-3 or like a 4-4-2. All combinations you can play, because even your bench, right? Like say Livermento regularly gets points. MacArthur, like he scored or assisted last game week also, and all your three strikers are good strikers. So I've created a team in such a way that like you are able to have like all 15 contributing, because now you could see like many teams having like few people not playing because of COVID, and then like a lot of reasons like rotations or various reasons, like lot more players are not starting regularly like in the past, right? Like we can know these are the players who are nailed on. We have very few situations like this, so that's why I've given some weightage to the bench players also. But then like the drawback for that is like I couldn't get a Son or a Foden, for example. So what I have done is, right, I've created two more versions, where in one version I have Son and in the other version I have Foden. So we'll go through that. That will have like mostly 80% of the same team with few changes alone.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yes. But my preferred choice is the first one. The reason being that like it's a overall strength is really good. And the second preferred choice will be the Foden one. Okay. In this, right, what I would have done is like instead of ESR, I would have got Son. But then the drawback for that is like my strikers will be like Davies and Dennis. So, and then like instead of Regulian, I will have White. So this will always be like a 4-5-1 or a 4-4-2 or like say 5-4-1. It will be such kind of formation only. But like other than that, like this is exactly the same team. So see, White can give you, or White or Livermento, one of them can get you good points. But then like Davis will not play at all. And Dennis, like we cannot know when he will score or when he will get points. So you have two people who will always be on the bench. And then like you'll have to rotate one player in bench between MacArthur, Livermento and White. So that's a riskier thing, this thing. But again, if people are okay with like not so good bench, they can go for this team also. The next question is a Foden version, which is like relatively okay compared to this.
Yeah, this is the Foden one.
Yeah. Here again the same thing. Only difference is like instead of ESR, it is Foden. And then like the striker, right? Instead of Young, it will be Dennis. And that's not big change to what it was like the other area. And then like you'll be able to like, there is no Wilson. That's why like you're able to like get Foden instead of Wilson. So other than that, right, you can start always like you can play any formation here too. So that's the advantage here. But like I would prefer this as well as the very first one I said. One out of this, I will always be okay.
Yeah, that's a good option to have. And now for like, let's move with the captaincy choice because we are running out of time. So let's move with the captaincy choice. Who do you think is going to make the
Salah? Salah.
Of course.
We don't have, like 80% of people will be like saying Salah. So the other options are like for people who doesn't want to captain Salah or who doesn't have Salah. There are some 29% people who doesn't have Salah. Salah, I don't understand why it is like still 71%. It has to be 100% this season. So Salah is like the same thing. And TA is also for the same reason. Like they are playing against Arsenal in Anfield, and like so that's the reason. When we are talking about them during that free, it also like I was saying about Ronaldo and Kane as a differential there. Ronaldo, because he's playing against Watford, who are like
they are not having the best
and
of
like
times.
During this international break, right? Like Ronaldo was like criticized a lot, so he might want to prove a point also. And getting a weaker opposition like this, he might score. So that's the reason. And like United also wants to prove a point. So that's his thing. And Kane again, like he has just come from 7 goals, and like he's playing against Leeds, who always attack, because of which they will always concede too. So that's why like I've gone for Kane. Cancelo, we talked about like when we take them for free as well as this thing. So both in offense and defense, he can get you points. Other than that, right, the next two are like my differentials are like funds, you can say. Wilson and Armstrong. Wilson is like the reason being like he's going to play against under Eddie Howe again, whom he had a really good partnership, and Newcastle have an easier fixture too. So like I again expect him to like do well there. So that's why like I've said him as another option. And then Armstrong is again for Southampton. He's playing against Norwich, and like Norwich is like they are a real bad situation now. So last game week also Armstrong scored a goal. So I expect him to score here also. And like when I was seeing this only, I was like getting that other information. The current Norwich coach was like an Aston Villa coach before, and Armstrong's last game week was against Aston Villa where he scored. So he scored against the same coach twice in 2 different games. So that
would be an interesting stat to have actually.
yes. And like again, it's not a big team. It's a Norwich team who can concede. So definitely like for that reason, I'm also saying Armstrong as a punt. Like because some people, right, they want to have differential captains always, because differential captains, right, can make them go a lot more higher when it clicks.
That would be me, especially if you are considering Salah and TA and scoring against Arsenal. No, I would go with Armstrong.
But this game week, right, anybody other than Salah will be a differential. Like anybody other than Salah will be a differential. That's for sure.
All right, we'll see. The Arsenal fan in me is screaming, "No, we are not going to let him score." But I do know that he is going to score. So you'll see.
No, but again, we never know. Ramsdale like just played for England, so his confidence will also be like real high. So we never know. He might keep, like save. No, he might save everything Salah hits. Like Salah might hit at the corner and he might do a Superman save. We never know.
We never know, but still, it's Salah in Etihad, Anfield. Yeah, in Anfield. Yeah, yes. So
like Salah generally in home games he plays really well.
Yeah,
and like as I said, right, like this, he has played like 9 Premier League games against us, both for Chelsea and Liverpool combined. In that, he has like 7 goals and 4 assists.
Yeah.
So like total of 11. So like he likes us. So it's like
The less we talk about it, the better. Anyways, thanks, Ellen. Thanks for this great, presentation. Hopefully, we'll have more frequently.
No, we'll do it regularly. Like the problem which I was having is like over now, so like we can have it regularly.
Yeah.
Should not be a problem.
Yeah, we should be having it regularly because we have been having questions. Yes, we do have followers who ask us questions about our episode. So there we go. But if you like what you are hearing, if you like what you are seeing, please do like, share, and share with all your friends, football fans, anyone who plays FPL, and comment on what you feel about the differentials that Ellen has provided and what you want more or what you want to be discussed. All those things you could comment, and do subscribe to the Away Goodness podcast. Thank you so much, Ellen, for joining in, and hopefully we'll meet next week. Thank you.
Yeah, bye. Thanks, Picasso. Have a nice day. Yeah, bye.